Where I am now, better than before, through those open doors. Where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place, a tender warm embrace. Where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live at WGPL 1350 Studio, WMVA 88.9 FM Studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton's Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the globe, all you have to do is go to 1400 AM, 1350 AM, see web, church webcast, click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 FM, 14 WPCE 1400 AM, WMVA 88.9 FM, and WGPL 1350 AM.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll shout you out later on in the show.
Shout out.
Shout out. Look, go over to our YouTube channels. We have two now. One, Crystal Records 1, CRISTO Records 1, and the other is FYI Radio Show, host Yolanda Hinton. Make sure you like it, share it, subscribe it. We promise we'll shout you out.
Promise?
We promise. Mr. E, it's Fun Friday.
That's right.
It's the weekend.
I got a joke.
Okay. Well, I don't know if we have time for your joke, so we have a very special guest. I'm getting ready to announce. So, Mr. E, maybe next week you'll come on and give us, and I hope it's not one of the bird, duck, what you call it?
Why chicken cross the street?
Not today. Anyway, look, this is our Fun Friday segment.
That's
What's
right.
in your closet? Issues concerning us women.
Issues concerning women. We're
I
going to
tell
know
you
about you.
what.
We're going to know more about
You
what's
should
hidden
know
in
us
your
by now.
closet.
If you don't know us by now, you will never know us.
It's so much to y'all. It's so much to y'all. You can change hats and change hairstyles. We still don't know you.
That's how we got it like that.
That's right.
But anyway, it is a wonderful, beautiful spring day. I'm so glad spring is here, it's warming up, and we expect a really, really nice day today. Tomorrow's going to be a little warmer, but a little rainy.
Yeah.
But so you all enjoy your weekend anyway. But today, our very special guest, Mr. E, is Miss Felicia Brown. She's a community outreach advocate from Geneva Shelter, and we want to say good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing great.
Well, you sound great.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're so glad that you are finally here. We've been talking with you backwards and forwards. I hope you can hear us well. We're going to make sure our voices are up so you can get to hear everything we're saying. But we want to tell people a little bit about you. It says that you decided to say yes and follow your dreams. Previously, you were a administrative professional for the city of Portsmouth for almost 20 years, and at the Virginia Department of Transportation for 1 year, while just being hired with sign-on bonus. That sounds good, as an incentive for you to sign with the city of Norfolk as a financial liaison and an office manager for the department. I tell you what,
Yeah.
I want you to continue to tell us a little bit more. Uh, you have done a lot of wonderful things. I did not realize there were so many things on your bio, and we're excited because this is our National Women's Month, and we're highlighting wonderful ladies, especially ladies like you that are very productive and have a wonderful journey of doing some great things. Felicia, tell us about your upbringing and tell us how things are going now in your career.
Okay, so I'm actually a Philly girl. I'm born and raised in Philadelphia. Yay. Nice town. I went to Lincoln University. Shout out to all the rail splitters.
Yes.
So I kind of grew up in a like a hard type of environment.
Yes.
So it was just in my nature to just want to help because I know the disparities that I suffered through growing up, and it's just like a total different environment than what I'm in now. And so I look back at what I went through growing up, and it's like I want to be that type of person that give back,
Yes.
help, because I don't know if y'all know the term latchkey kid.
Yes.
That's me.
Yes.
So I had two amazing older brothers that always looked out for me. So it was just like hard. So I was considered a statistic because I had a daughter that I was dad with young while I was in high school. And I was like, I'm not going to be a statistic. I had a counselor tell me growing up, oh, you'll never go to Duke University because that's the school I wanted to go to.
Yes.
And then my daughter ended up doing like camp out there. And so I just was like, you know what? I'm not going to let nobody tell me what I can't do anymore because I was considered a statistic growing up in a lower income environment. So we made the best of it. You know, my
Yes.
mom was there, my brothers was there. So when I moved to Virginia, I just tried to make a difference in the sense where I just wanted to kind of look out. And I always wanted to help. That was my passion even growing up.
Yes.
So moving forward, yeah, I went to the theater for almost 20 years. I worked my way up to administrative coordinator, and but I had to build myself up from the ground. And then when I met Marisa from the Disease Shelter, I decided to take that interview. It was life changing.
Yes.
It was my passion because I've always wanted to do something like that. And then me being in there, and then her seeing something in me and allowing me to be within community outreach, she came up with that for me.
Yes.
I was just trying to see, okay, what is this about? You know, I always wanted to help. I always wanted to give back. And so she afforded me this opportunity to where I'm at now.
Absolutely. Now, let's rewind again back to your childhood. And, you must have been inspired because if you're in an environment that is against you, what kept you going? And you accomplished so many things as a result of somebody. Who is it that was your inspiration?
My grandmother. My
Wow.
grandmother and my mother. So I was raised by two strong women. My mom ended up being a single mother, but my grandmother kind of helped us and molded us to a sense where she was so strong. She handled a lot on her own.
Yes.
She took us in when she was like older, and she just taught us like such great value.
Yes.
My mom did too. My mom was dealing with a lot. She worked a lot and everything. So my grandmother, she was such a a profound impact in my life, as well as my mother is showing us strength.
That is marvelous. Let's fast forward to what you're doing now and your work at Geneve's Shelter. That was so interesting to read about as well. And I visit the website and everything. Tell us about that organization.
Oh, I love it. And the crazy thing is, we're located in Suffolk. We're like one of the smallest domestic violence, sexual violence, sex trafficking agencies in the state of Virginia. But we actually have the hugest dynamic who we help.
Yes.
So we help Suffolk, our like county, Franklin, Surrey, Southampton County. So for us to be the smallest, we actually service the largest area. And it's rural because a lot of times they go unnoticed. Like,
Yes.
it's just like, okay, because they're out there. I mean, everybody know about Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Portsmouth, Chesapeake. But a lot of times, because we service rural areas, it's just kind of go unnoticed.
Yes.
Oh, and fun fact, we also do intake for men as well. Even though it's like less than 1%, we do take intake calls for men as well because they actually suffer from it too. But that's taboo for men to step up and say, hey, I'm dealing with the domestic violence situation. And that's something that we also want to put on notice because that's something that we actually, advocate for and try to assist them to. Now, they're not housed in the shelter, but we do have places for them to go on, such as hotels, and we also offer counseling and stuff for them as well.
That is amazing. Mr. E is cheering because we always want that balance. We serve women all the time, but men sometimes are lost in the sauce. But we are so glad to know this. And so, Mr. E?
That's one of the things that we need to recognize more, that it's all a one-sided thing. When you think so, Miss Felicia, that they only think that women can have domestic violence, but men can go through that too. And my hat's off to you. Thank you so much. Repeat that again for our audience. That you do recognize men with domestic violence.
Yes, men suffer from domestic violence as well. A lot of times it goes unnoticed because everybody is assuming that the woman is the victim, but behind the scenes, it's the woman, that can also be hitting the man. Also, mental abuse as well. So one thing that I learned in the training that I was taking through the Denise shelter is men are suffering from mental abuse for women by putting them down, saying that you're nothing, you got to take your kids away from you, try to manipulate them. It's a lot of things that they go through, but it's so taboo because it's like, well, if I don't speak up, if I speak up, I'm not a man. I'm like, come on, man, like you can't talk about that. Like what's going on? But a lot of times, men go through the same thing women go through.
Absolutely,
it's so much harder for them to speak up because they're meant to be tough. You can't talk about it. You make you feel like you less than a man. And it's just so sad because it's the same type of abuse. What's the difference?
Absolutely.
It's just like, okay, I want to advocate for that because they both need to be heard as well.
Yes, absolutely.
And it shouldn't be taboo or looked down upon because men actually suffer from the same type of abuse that women go through, like earlier on. You don't know what's going on in their background, how they were raised, and things like that, and different things that they had to face. It's like, wait a minute, just because I'm a man, I can't speak up. I'm supposed to be tough. I'm supposed to push it under the rug. No, they go through the same things that we go through.
Absolutely. Felicia, tell us about your position as community outreach advocate. What does that entail?
I love it. Okay, so there's so many different variables, which I'm learning now as I go. So I have a part where I try to seek donations from various chains such as Kroger, Royal Farms, that's one that I had talked to the manager about. Food Line, we got donations, things like that. So that's one aspect of like going out, seeing what we can do to help our victims. Because I'm telling you, that sometimes our victims flee with nothing but the clothes on their back,
Wow.
nothing else, because they have to get out of a dangerous situation. Say, for instance, if their life is threatened, they don't have anything. They don't have no food. The kids, they try to get the kids, they don't have no clothes, and they're trying to flee a bad situation. So that's
Yes.
another thing. So I try to reach out to different retailers and things because we also offer a clothing closet for our victims. So when they come in, if they don't have anything, we are able to provide them with certain things. That's one aspect. Another aspect is kind of being a face, communicating, networking, going to various events like the Workforce Center in Suffolk.
Yes.
I went there and then met a lot of people, some constituents that actually offer the same services, collaborating with other um, shelters that offer the same services. That's another part. Another part is the behind the scenes, the admin part, documenting. And also, I actually do intake where I actually meet with some of the domestic violence, sexual violence people that come in. And that's the part that I actually, to be honest, I struggled with that first because
Yes.
I didn't know how to handle it because a lot of times I emotionally internalize some of the things that they're going through.
Absolutely.
That was one of my struggles starting out because I wasn't expecting that. But in order to really be a community outreach advocate, you got to embody all of everything that's going through. So I
Wow.
actually did some intake and shelter intake, community intake, actually hands on, face to face with the victims.
Oh wow.
Um, so it's just a whole lot. Like
Absolutely.
donations, taking donations in from like the barriers. We actually really have a lot of support from sororities,
Oh wow.
the Delta, the AKA, Beta. They come in, they help us a lot with bringing in things and organizing things for us. Um, Working with our youth advocate, working with our Kelly, she's amazing. She's our youth advocate at the community shelter. Also, our case workers, Alicia,
Wow.
I do everybody. It's just Nico. We have it's like so. I'm dealing with a whole lot of different variables in it.
Yes.
It's just even though I even go to the mail. You get
Wow.
open up the people like do some admin stuff too.
Yes. Wow. So you have a lot that you do, a lot that you deal with. I wanted
Mhm.
Felicia to actually address one thing. I'm hoping that you can help us with and talk to our audience about, and that's women and homelessness. Because a lot of
Mhm.
times people used to think that men were the only ones homeless. Back in the day, people would just say, well, look at that bum in the street. It was a
Right.
man probably or a veteran. But homelessness has a different face as well now with women and children. Tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about that.
Oh, it's so profound. And a lot of times, what I'm going to say is this: homelessness starts from it's like a pivotal point in the beginning to lead to that. No one starts out as being homeless.
Uh-huh.
There are different situations that occur, and a lot of times when there's some women out there, and as you know, we include the men as well.
Yes.
Um, they come from a bad situation. So I don't like the part where they're judged and say, "Oh, they're homeless." Because anybody at any given moment, you never know what can happen that could lead
Yes.
you to a situation to be homeless. So a lot of times we evaluate the situation if it's coming from a domestic violence situation, the need shelter, definitely look into that. And do we have some women that actually was homeless in that situation, fleeing, and we had to actually overnight get them into a hotel. We
Wow.
couldn't do the formality of it
Yes.
where they actually, we do the paperwork and stuff and get them in shelter. There have been sometimes some emergency situations where we have to get them into a hotel.
Yes.
That's what the Geneva shelter do, but because we're kind of small and selfless and kind of alone, but we actually deal with so many. We had actually people calling us in from other areas, to the major areas, trying to see if we could get housing or a temporary hotel for some of their victims or people that are out there cold. Every situation with a person that is homeless starts from somewhere.
Okay.
Somewhere that has had like a negative connotation on their life where they were put in a situation. So we at the Geneva Company, we don't judge. What
Okay.
we try to
Yes.
do is open up a loving environment for them. Oh, we also offer counseling.
Oh, very good.
We actually had a gentleman call in, actually needed counseling from things that he was dealing with as a child growing up, the mental abuse and then mental abuse and physical abuse as he was growing up and then throughout relationships
Yes.
and was seeking counseling. So those are the things that we also do shelter, but we also offer community side where we do help them with jobs, connecting with the workforce center, getting them counseling, getting them the help that they need behind the scenes so that they could be an asset to our society.
Absolutely.
You know, I was just reading your mission statement. Was that your ideal in the mission statement, or how did y'all arrive with that great mission statement that you do have?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
How did you arrive with that great mission statement that you do have?
Well, it's just because I think where we're at, us being located in something like, and I'm not just trying to say, okay, because we are small, we're more hands-on.
Uh-huh.
So our mission statement comes from the heart. It's just things that we know that what these victims go through. We know that, hey, it's sometimes when you give a person an opportunity and show them love and to just say, hey, we're here, we care about you. We're not here to judge you. We're not here to downplay your situation. We're here to advocate for you. We're here to try to make a space where you feel good, where you feel like you can be empowered and to start getting on your feet. So at the end, you know, let's say when there's help, when there's hope,
Yes.
when there's hope, when there's help, there's hope. So what I'm
Absolutely.
trying to say is when you try to convey to a person that, hey, we are here to give you the hope that you need, the encouragement to say, hey, we can help you get on your feet. We're here to encourage you. We're here to inspire you to say, hey, you made a major decision to come in and say, I want to make a difference. I'm not taking this anymore.
Absolutely.
A lot of times people don't know it takes from 7 to 10 times of situations that they're going through in an abusive situation for them to finally leave.
Oh,
So
wow.
when they call the Geneva shelter and we have the space, if that's not even that, if you call, we want to show you that, like, hey, I'm listening. I'm not cutting you off. I want to hear what you're going through. I want you to feel like you're being heard. Because a lot of times when these victims come in, they're like already going through the abuse. So we want to create a safe environment for them.
Yes.
So
absolutely. That is good.
It's just profound. So it goes really, really deep. So whenever I talk to somebody, I want them to feel safe. I want them to feel like, hey, I'm listening. I want them to feel like, hey, I'm comforted. And this person is really here to advocate for me or to just see what I can do. Whatever
Absolutely.
I can do.
Yes.
It's not only me, you have a great staff.
Absolutely. We want to shout out your staff there because it seems like you all are doing a lot of wonderful work. I want to actually read the mission statement, which is the Geneva Shelter strives to provide a safe refuge and for the victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, and human trafficking. Provide information, education, and training services that focus on ending the cycle of violence. Can you tell me, Alicia, how the pandemic affected, the community of those that need your services? Is it more? Is it less? Since we've had the pandemic those last 3-4 years?
I'm gonna be honest. I started in November of
Okay.
2023,
Mm-hmm.
and I can tell you the residual effect me after coming in. Yes, we had to be more cautious about, different things, the protocol with, frequently wearing masks and things like that.
Yes.
But the thing is, a lot of times people don't know that even through the pandemic,
Yes.
the domestic violence, the sexual violence, that grew
Wow.
because of the situation, because people are more, like they were housed, they had to be quarantined. So just imagine a woman in a situation, or even a man, let's just include that as well, that can't get out. You know,
Yes.
because we got curfew, things are not open, and we, of course, the staff at the shelter has to be safe too as well. So a lot of times, you know, we have to. I'm sure you have to work remotely. You know, everybody in that situation was doing that. So it affected a lot because you couldn't get to the victims as openly like you can now. If there were
Yes.
different protocols in place for that particular situation. Like I said, I'm coming in on the back end, but now I'm realizing a lot of the COVID has affected a lot of people because they're in a situation where, okay, what can I do?
Yes.
Who can I call? Places are closed. But I will tell you that these something like I said, we still offer outside resources. So even if the shelter was not open at this particular time or we were full, we still offer outside resources like hotels and things like that. But we still also know that the hotel can't put into the car.
Absolutely.
But there are certain services that we offer outside to say, hey, our shelter is full. We have different places for you to go. That is safe.
Absolutely. Mr. E?
Miss Brown, tell our community, how can they help? How can the community help?
Oh my God. We always welcome volunteers. Actually, we also have group therapy sessions for the victims that come in to release, or if anybody's going to come in and hopefully speak to the victims, and just encouragement, donations, household items like kitchen, things that women need. Like I said, they come with nothing. And so we actually, I have another thing I definitely need to mention. We are doing Nora's House, which is an extension of the needs shelter to actually hopefully house more people. So when we say our shelter is full, we have an extension for other victims to go. So household items, bedding, towels, washcloths, self-care items, sanitary items. So anything like laundry detergent, dish detergent, like anything disinfectant, spray, all of that type of stuff that we would love to have on a consistent basis, because those are things that they need to every day to keep themselves up.
Absolutely. We want you to give some information. How can people volunteer? What's the information they can use to reach you all? How can they donate and help meet your needs?
Oh, absolutely. Definitely go to the website, www.thegeneseshelter.org. We also have a national hotline where people can actually call in and donate. That's actually on the website. Everything. Also, I have my information too as a community outreach. So please feel free to call me anytime. My number is 757-925-4365. Call me anytime. Email me at at Valiesha, BALIESHAB at the Geneve Shelter, and that's GENIEDE .org. And please feel free to email me anytime. Please feel free to call me anytime. We're always available. We actually have a hotline for 24 hours a day,
Absolutely.
7 days a week. We actually do a hotline. So we're accessible if anyone is in need. And if they want to donate, like I said, please contact me. I will give you my cell phone number, which is 757-236-2633. that's directly to me. If anyone feels like they want to donate or give back, volunteer, I'll answer the phone and I'll be happy to guide them moving forward.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Felicia Brown of Geneve Shelter. Look, we want to contact you because we're hoping we can have you on our FYI After Dark show. Be blessed. Well, have a wonderful day, and we'll contact you shortly. God bless you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much. Mr. E. Well, I tell you what, you all come over here for a little while, and we're just going to give you some updates. Oh, that's the new single, Make It All Right. Mr. E, take it away.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to an FYI radio show with our special guest, Miss Felicia Brown from the Geneva House. For more information, give us a call at 757-714-7861. Thank you so much for tuning in to FYI. Join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 right here on WGPL 1350, WPCE 1400 Peace 95.3 FM, and the WMPA 88.9. Don't forget to have a wonderful weekend. Until Monday. Bye now.
Oh, wow, Mr. E, what great information. We want to thank our special guest, Miss Felicia Brown from Geneve Shelter. I tell you what, that mission statement is no joke. I'm going to read it again. It says, the Geneve Shelter strives to provide a safe refuge and supportive environment for the victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, and human trafficking. Provide information, education, and training services that focus on ending the cycle of violence. You know, she said they're in Suffolk, but Mr. E, that's a big task, and I can imagine the needs of this particular organization. I want to shout out Jason Baker. How are you, my nephew? I miss you all. Look, let's talk soon. And I want to shout out who else, Mr. E, is
Miss
on the
Sheila
line.
Robbins.
Sheila Robbins.
Miss Roberta Carter.
We love you all, Ronnie Joyner.
Minnie Walker on our
Instagram page.
And Miss CBTS Graham joining us also.
It's good to have you all on with us. Thank you so much for joining us. We have talked to a wonderful young lady who has given her time and her life. Mr. E, did you hear her beginnings? She said she was a latchkey kid.
Yes.
And she said she wasn't in the greatest environment, but look how productive she is. And not only that, the heart to give back is nothing but the truth. When you take your time, and did you hear how exciting and passionate she was? Right. You know, that's something that's been birthed in her. God has put that in her so she can reach out into the community and help those that suffer from these things.
And that's what it's all about, Ms. Hinton, having a drive to be helpful to one another. You know, one of the things that I got so excited about with this organization is because she recognized and they recognize that men has a domestic violence also. It's not just a one-sided thing. It goes both ways, and they recognize that. And you don't find too many people or too many people that understand that men go through domestic violence. It sounds like he's a wimp. It sounds like he's, some men is not going to jump and beat upon a woman. And some women got so much stuff with them that they'll beat the devil out of a man. But who is they going to believe? They'll believe that because a man is strong, that he'll tear a woman down. But yes, I am so glad that this company, Geneva Shelter, is also recognizing that men have domestic problems also.
Absolutely. She talked about psychological abuse. She talked about emotional abuse, physical abuse of toward men. And definitely, we know that women suffer all the time.
That's right.
We were talking about women and homelessness as well, and the fact that she said they don't judge, but she said people don't just be born, homeless. They're just victim of circumstances. And she said, which anybody could fall into circumstances that would cause them to have to reach out or end up living in the car, or end up living at a hotel or someone else's home. It's just sometimes the way life. Look at this brow. It's just the way life ends up for some people. But the wonderful thing about it is that we have people like Felicia Brown, who has reached out, working with Geneve Shelter and making sure people have what they need. I want, Felicia, if you could put your information in the chat right here on our StreamYard page so people can reach out to you. I know there are a lot of people that need your help. I know that there are a lot of people that want to give. I know that there are people that want to volunteer. And if you would put that information down where we can get it, even on the Facebook page, either or, if you could get that information for us so we can give to our audience.
So one of the things you got to remember about this organization, they say for immediately help, you can call 1-800-969-HOPE. 1-800-969-HOPE. That's 4673. Or you can contact the office at 757-925-4365. That's the Geneva Shelter.
Yes.
My God, I am so, and she got so much energy. She got a drive that, she's like a lot of us, sick and tired of seeing so many homeless people standing on the side of a corner. So many folks. I talk to you often, Miss Hinton, about so many men standing out there on the corner like they have nowhere to go. And some of them have been through domestic violence. Some of them, and nobody wants to hear that a man going through.
Absolutely. So we want you all to help this organization. I'm going to be talking to Felicia real soon. We want to have her on our FYI After Dark show. She'll be able to talk a little bit more about the needs of the organization and what we can do to help. I would love for her to just be able to, get the community to surround it. Sometimes the community will surround themselves around the biggest organizations in the whole wide world. But there are people that have organizations that really are doing the work, and they really need just a few hands, just somebody to just say, listen, we want to donate something to your closet for the ladies, or we want to give some things. We want to go and shop and give some things to the shelter. We want to give you gift cards and things like that. We want to donate something, something, our time, because these organizations are doing a lot and they need your help. I'm sure she's working with a great team over there at Geneve Shelter, and we want to shout them out again, and we want to thank them for all that they're doing in our community.
That's right. I had to off to you all, and thank you so much for giving back to the community. A lot of people, it takes a lot of energy. It takes you got families that you now them built, and you taking everything all the energy that you can possibly give to that situation. And she said, it's just like you, Miss Hinton, she can't give enough. She just can't give enough. And sound like that before, even though she came in on the back end of it, she just want to roll her sleeves up, and there's no job too hard that she would not do.
Mr. E, I wanted to serve just a little tea, and this is another serious matter, something that I have been looking at for the last couple of days, and that is the condition in Haiti. It is absolutely amazing what's going on there. We want you all to pray for those people. I know a few people from that area, from Haiti, and they are really, it's devastation there. The gangs are taking over. People are being killed and burnt, and rape and all kind of things that are taking place in this country over there. It is just too much even to behold. Children are suffering, and they're trying to get people from the U.S. of A. out of there.
That's right. That's right.
Citizens out of there.
Miss
Out of
Hinton,
Haiti.
when we look around, there's violence all around the world coming up. When we look around, just like, for example, at the border today, yesterday they crashed in one of the fences. Mm-hmm. But here's the kicker part: once they get on U.S. soil, that U.S. got to take care of.
Absolutely.
So when they knocked that fence down, they became. Now, when you look at the folks in Haiti, I mean, come on, y'all.
It is amazing.
That communist countries and things of that nature that we're dealing with. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want your problems. I don't want you. We have so much work that we got to do here. When we look around and see thousands and thousands of people get up every morning like they going to a job just to stand on a corner, get up every morning like it's their job. But when you got people like with the Geneva House that say, "Listen, I got shelter. I got shelter for you.
Yes.
I got a place for you." And not only that, one of the questions we did not ask: who qualified?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, we'll find that out on our After Dark show, FYI After Dark. I'll be talking to Miss Brown again, and we definitely want her to come. It says save money and support the Geneve Shelter. It says you can support the Geneve Shelter when you take advantage of shopping on Amazon.com, especially during the holiday season. Get great deals while helping victims of abuse in Hampton Roads. And it's just, it says the Geneve Shelter, you can select the Geneve Shelter and enjoy the savings and share the message with others on social media. So we're going to definitely get Ms. Brown back to talk with us and to help push, their initiative. And she said, yes, also at Kroger as well. You can buy some things and help out with the Geneve Shelter. So, Mr. E, I want everybody to, I want to first say thank you to all those that are buying Make It All Right, the new single by Yolanda Hinton. It's everywhere, music everywhere, Amazon, iTunes, CD Baby, wherever music is sold, Spotify, all those places, Pandora, all those places are playing it. And those out there that are in Radio Land, you all can get the single. I can send you a press kit. You can find out more about Yolanda Hinton and FYI Radio Show and the new single and the other music in the library, as well as books and as well as the game app, Bullvik, the Business Bullvik Academy, and just, be a blessing to the community, because when you bless me, I bless the community.
Right.
We bless the community.
That's
so thank you all for your support with the new single, Make It All Right. And Mr. E, let's see, what else do we need to do? Make sure you follow us on social media. Go to our pages at Crystal Records One YouTube, at FYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton, Mr. E's personal pages on social media, our joint pages on social media. We want you all to follow us, to give us the numbers, and help us spread the message that we are here to help those to rise above mere survival and find success.
That's what it's all about, helping them to rise above mere survival. And don't forget, anything that you can do, we need to do for you. Give us a call at 757-714-7861. That's 757-714-7861. If you like to be a special guest or sponsor, or you just want to be in our audience, give us a call at 757-714-7861, or email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com and leave us your information so that we can contact you and let you know what time we want you to be able to sit into our audience and enjoy FYI After Dark.
I would love to send my single over to Miss Felicia Brown so she can share with her shelter.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to email you the single so you can share with your the folks that you serve. And we'll have some other things. We'll talk about that as well for Geneve Shelter. Listen, you all be blessed. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And Mr. E is going to give you that information again, how you can be a special guest sponsor or intern. Again, we say thank you to our special guest, Miss Felicia Brown from the Geneve Shelter. And you all, thank you so much for joining us. You all are sweet and you're a blessing. Mr. E, take it away.
I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. We're on 10 different platforms. That's right. You can hear us on 10 different platforms. We've been on radio. We've been on FYI, been in existence for almost 8 years now, going on 9. And we are so glad to bring you nothing but the very best in our radio broadcasts. Don't forget, if you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor or intern of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, all you gotta do is give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can inbox us at Everette's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page, or email us at FYIRadioShowLive@gmail.com. That's again FYIRadioShowLive@gmail.com. Also want to thank our special guest, Miss Felicia Brown. For more information about it, give her a call at 1-800-969-4673 or 757-925-4365.
Absolutely. You all be blessed. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
That's right. 2 up, 2 down.